Okay, it's last but not least, we're bringing you some of the best WART videos ever compiled for you. I'm Dr. Paul. Enjoy this while my partner's in treatment, and we're going to be back soon to regular content, but you're not going to want to miss a second of this one. I don't know if the viewers can hear the sizzle. Wow. Does that hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah, how come you're smiling? You're so brave. She's smiling still. Look at that. Look at that smile. That's great. Most people are going, ow, 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 ow. All right. So what we're getting there is a rim of frozen normal tissue around the wart. You see the wart there. And we'll give it another deep freeze. Wow. That has to hurt, folks. This gal is so brave, and we're going to do this other little one here. Sometimes when they're right there at the nail bed, it hurts. Does that hurt?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's holding it to give herself.
I know. She goes, yeah, it hurts, but I'm cool. All right, one last time. And, oh, that has to hurt. She doesn't even wince. Look at this girl. You're so brave. Oh my goodness, I'm so proud of you.
Very too hot.
It's cold, actually. You know what's interesting is it's so cold. It's so cold that it feels hot, huh? You're
good.
so brave. You're doing so good. You're so brave.
Hot?
Is that hot?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? This is so cold that it feels hot, isn't it? You're being so brave.
Hot.
Do you have any pets at your house? Like a dog or a cat?
A dog.
You have a dog?
Yeah.
What's your dog's name?
A poodle.
You have a poodle at your house?
Yeah.
That's great.
That's hot.
Yeah, it's the poodle is. What's the poodle's name?
Poodle.
Poodle. Does your poodle have a name?
Pluto.
Pluto, like the planet.
That's cold and hot.
It is cold and hot, isn't it? You're doing so good. You're so brave. You're doing
Get it
so.
off. Get it off.
You had enough of that one? I know what. Let's stop that one and do this one. There we go. We'll do the one on your thumb. You did great. You're so good at this.
Hot.
You're doing good.
So you know what other kids tell me? They say this is so cold that it feels hot. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels...
That's enough. That's
enough for that one? Okay. We'll come down to your ankle here. You're being so brave. I'm so proud of you.
What do you think they're going?
I think we should get you some stickers when we're done. Maybe, actually, because you have so many and you're doing so well, we're going to get you a prize box.
What is it?
A prize box? We have different toys in the prize box. Would you like to pick a toy? You think that'd be good?
That's enough.
Enough for that one. Okay, we'll stop on that one. We'll try to get these other little ones. These ones are like a little family.
I think that's enough.
Is that enough of that one too?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll probably move over to that other one. Over here, there's another little family. Little family of warts here.
Cold and
Cold. Oh, that one.
I think that's enough.
Enough for that one? Okay. Let's do this one. Another little family. Oh no, that's just one all by itself. Lonely wart.
I think that's enough.
You think so?
Let's figure it out. Cute.
Okay. Oh, is that enough?
Cute. Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to this one. This is a big one. This is like one of the daddy or the mommy
I
wart.
think that's enough.
That's probably enough. Okay, we'll do to the daddy wart here.
You spilled.
Oh, I spilled.
Yeah.
You felt it?
Yeah. And I think that's
enough? Okay. We'll move to this one. You're doing so good.
Ouch.
Oh, you felt that. Okay. We'll leave that one alone. Come back to the daddy one. You're doing so good. You think that's enough?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll come back to the ankle one. You're being so brave.
Maybe that's enough.
You think that's enough for that one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think you're right.
Good job, bud. You're
And
really
then
brave.
you're being so brave. So what this, that one's hot, cold and hot. Hot and cold. That's exactly what it is. It's so cold that it feels hot. All right. Back to our favorite ones. Sometimes
That's enough.
that one's enough. Okay. And then this one here, we'll be all done.
That's enough.
Think so?
Yeah.
Look how white it turns. Isn't that cool? Look, see?
That's enough. That's enough.
Okay, we'll call it enough. I
Good
think we're gonna call
job.
it good. Give me a high five. All right.
Yeah.
Low five. All right. Good. So it turns white as we freeze the wart with liquid nitrogen. Hurting yet?
Only a little.
Little? Okay. And that's smoking. So you see the wart's frozen white, and we have about a 1 millimeter rim of frozen normal skin. And that's the goal when you're freezing these, is to get about a millimeter of normal skin frozen so that you create blood flow to the area. Now you're pretty brave here. I don't hear a single peep out of you. And then there's this other one right there. All right. Is that a little baby one trying to grow there?
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think we'll just zap that a little bit. Okay. With this one. And what we're doing is freezing the wart to the point where we get about a millimeter of normal tissue frozen around the wart, because that's what's going to bring blood flow to the area. And it's that blood flow actually that your own immune system will kick in and start fighting the virus. So you can see we've got at least a millimeter of normal tissue frozen. And let's go to maybe that one there. You okay? All right.
I think I should cover one up right now. There's one by my fingernail on my finger there.
That one there?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that one next. So you're very brave. I don't hear any yelping
Yeah.
yet. I froze some warts off my wife one year, and man, people wondered what I was doing to her. It was a lot of screaming. All right, which one do you want us to do next? Over here?
There's 3 on the finger.
3 on that finger. 1. Hurts, right?
Oh, yeah.
And in there. Okay. All right, any more?
No, that should be it.
That's enough? Enough torture for one day?
Yeah.
We'll do this big guy first. So you're feeling it yet?
Sorry, Sid.
Starting to a little bit. You can tell me if it gets really bad. It's if we can do a deeper freeze, it's better chance you won't be coming back. Okay, so folks, very rarely when you do a deep freeze like this, you can get a blood blister that develops under the wart or right in that area that we froze. If that happens, don't pop it, because at least you have a protection from infection. How you doing?
Okay.
All right. I remember when they did this to mine, man, I was not enjoying it, let's put it that way. So we've got a rim of white frozen around the bottom there. We'll do a little more on the top. The goal is to get about 1 millimeter of normal tissue frozen. I think that's the part that hurts. You can kind of see there, we're getting a little rim of, one more time we're done with this one. The small ones will be quick, because they're just tiny. Okay, so I think we're pretty much there with that rim. And I'm just going to real quick touch those small ones. They're very rare, but if they do happen, just wanted to remind you, leave them alone. They will go away eventually, and actually it's almost guaranteed if you get a blood blister, that wart's going to be gone. Last freeze and we're done. You're doing great, buddy. I know these hurt. I've been in your shoes. Isn't that toe the worst one? Yeah? Done.
Framework.
All right.
Oh, she got no ammo. How you feel?
Struggling.
Is it hard? It's bad?
No.
How you feeling? I'm struggling, Doc. This is really bad.
Just now starting to feel it.
Okay, you're pretty tough. You got tough feet, it looks like. You're a runner?
I am a runner.
Yep.
Just finished marathon number 3.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. One last time. So we've got I like to get a rim of normal tissue frozen around the wart. And at least 1 millimeter. How bad is that pain?
I feel it.
Yep.
Yeah.
She smiles through the pain, I tell you. All right, we're gonna call that good. Better. Oh, look at it, it's freezing.
Ow.
Ow.
Okay, now it stings.
It still hurts?
Ooh, yeah, no.
You can do it, dude.
You can do it. One last time.
One more good one. Hold it together. You got it.
Oh my gosh, that hurts. Hurts. Okay, done. It's frozen. We've got at least 1 millimeter of frozen normal tissue around the wart, which you can now see lit up there. And when that freezing thaws, you will sometimes have a little bit of redness. You had a wart on the bottom of your foot, right? And we froze it pretty hard.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Okay, it's still pretty big.
And a little bit black.
A little bit black and dirty. I think that it's a little flatter than it was. I'm not sure. Would you
I
agree?
think a little flatter and maybe kind of shrinking a
Shrinking
little
a
bit.
tiny
Do you see
bit.
a little bit of a space?
Yep. So I think this is one that we may freeze again in a couple weeks. Yep. As for your foot, and what we have here is a blood blister. You can kind of see a purplish discoloration around. Oftentimes, and most times, blood blisters will actually be around and under the wart. And there's increased blood flow to the area. It's usually a good sign. This bleb right here, is that bothering you when you're walking or wearing shoes?
Well, I'm wearing not a shoe that covers it because I
Okay.
haven't wanted to create the friction. But,
Perfect.
But it's not painful this last week. It was only really painful the first week, but it
Okay.
just came and went.
Okay.
Now it's just a little itchy from time to time.
Yeah.
But I'm not scratching it. I'm
Okay.
just waiting, and it's changing a little bit too. That it's getting softer instead
Right.
of it was harder before.
Right. Okay, so I would suggest you leave that alone,
Okay.
and it's gonna just sort of shrink away in time.
Okay.
The wart itself, the big wart there, looks to me like we may have to retreat at some point.
Oh,
no!
I thought for sure it was done.
I thought so too, and maybe. Let's hope so.
okay,
Give
okay.
it another 2 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
Now we've got another wart to look at on your finger here. And remind me, did we freeze this one?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. So what's happening with this one is it's lifting up.
Mom,
Just take a look at this. Try to get a look at it.
Mom, be brave.
Oh yeah, it's sort of lifting up there. See that? And you're a hairdresser?
Yes, I am.
So that's catching.
Yes.
I can see how it would be catching. Mm-hmm. You know, there's certainly the edge of this is detached from the underlying skin.
I wish you could just
So
pull
we
it.
probably can cut off some of this without getting to blood.
Okay. Look at that.
There we go.
Wow.
So
Look at that.
that is off of there. That should help.
Yeah, absolutely.
That should help. We've got a tiny bit. If you want
Yeah.
to take a file to that and just
Sure.
smooth that edge.
The hard skin that's closest to the nail. Yeah.
And when you come back in a couple weeks, we may have to refreeze
Because
one
of
more
that
time.
black part we can see on the
Yeah.
outside.
Well, I'm
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure it's going to totally go away, but it
Okay.
might.
Okay.
And loosen up the edge of the end of it so it holds more liquid nitrogen. So liquid nitrogen freezes. I was going to say that fingertips and toes have the most nerve endings at the end. So this can hurt like crazy. You're allowed to yelp.
What is that?
Look, Mom's tough. She's smiling.
It's just because she's laughing.
She's even laughing while I do this. That's amazing.
I might not laugh.
You feeling it? Yeah.
You know what?
So that's a big wart. And we're going to freeze it bit by bit.
Well, it's like matching the toenails now.
Oh, yeah.
It is white.
It's freezing it white.
How come, do all the little ones pop up around it? Because it's just, is it not that it's part of that one, it's just that it's the virus that spreads
Yeah,
around?
exactly. That's my
Okay.
thinking on it.
Okay. It's like
And-
it's a little colony.
Mm-hmm, exactly. So you're probably starting to feel this?
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit, yeah.
All right. When I see tears rolling down your cheek, I
You're
stop.
never gonna see that, yeah.
You're tough.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Confident, too.
Yeah, right, totally. And I have mass faith in you.
Oh my
So
gosh.
do those little ones get burned too, or do?
There's a little one right there.
Yeah, I see those
and
little
the
bumps.
little
and
bumps
then,
there.
Right under the cuticle on the baby now, I noticed one.
Right there?
Yeah, you see that? And then
You asked for it.
that got me.
That hurt.
And then I can't see it, but underneath I feel a little bump between the bottom of the toe and the foot. I don't know if you wouldn't mind.
We'll
if I
look.
flipped it. Okay.
Yeah, we'll look.
It's
So
It's hard to
looks
see
hot
it.
with the steam. Why is it
see how
cold?
tough Mom is?
cold.
Isn't
It's
she
like
doing amazing?
Yeah.
Frozen.
So I'm trying to get a millimeter of normal tissue frozen
If it
white.
has steam
And
on
we're-
it,
we're
it
almost there.
Must be hot.
You know, it's funny. It's so cold that it feels hot. So now you can start to see a rim of normal
Steam is
tissue.
really cold.
Yeah, it's all
You can
cool.
see that rim of normal tissue that's frozen. That's about what it takes to get this to
So
go
is it
away.
just spreading out, doctor, as it's doing that? Since you're kind of touching the middle, it's like it's...
It's like you're freezing more and more and more.
yeah, that's
Mhm.
really cool.
Because if you get that much frozen around it, you're
Yeah.
also going to get down deep enough for the root.
Because it's a big one.
It's a big one.
And yeah.
And this should just shrink away.
Okay.
And still no tears?
No.
No tears? Oh my goodness.
Cry.
That should.
God, this is a massacre.
I know. I'm so happy right now. So happy.
So we're going to do your foot. So you can see here we've got this little rim of numbed up tissue because it looks whiter. And then we're just going to freeze. And you feeling it yet?
Cold, huh?
It feels really cold, doesn't it?
Really cold, yeah.
And then, good job.
freeze my leg off.
It feels like your leg's freezing.
You might freeze your leg off. I
Yeah.
hope you
That's really cool.
That's really
Too
cold.
cold for me.
That's really cold, huh?
It's so
It feels so cold it starts to feel hot, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How's Teddy doing?
Is she okay? You make sure she's okay?
Is Teddy okay?
Is she doing all right?
Yeah?
It's starting to burn a little bit.
Be brave, you can do
You
it.
can do it. We're
My
almost
brave
done.
boy, almost done.
Almost
It's
done.
gonna
You're
be
doing
over.
so good.
Deep breath through your nose.
Okay,
You're
we're gonna
good,
call
my
it quits.
boy.
This is the last one.
My
You want to throw this on the floor? You want to throw it on the floor? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you get to do it. We got a nice rim there.
Okay, show us how. See that? Oh, that's so
Nice work. So let's have a high five.
good job.
Hydrogen that way. So, sound effects.
Makes it worse.
Is it hurting?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Get that facial expression.
Hold it, Johnny. Hold it together.
You can do this. All right, that's a nice freeze. We've got at least a millimeter around
Got
the
at
wart.
least one more deep push.
One
in
more
there.
deep. Okay, cause
Just
just
make it worth our money here.
based on the recommendation of the cameraman. Oh wow! Look at that!
It's magical.
Wow.
Come on.
Enough.
Keep
That's enough. It's a little kind of pale around the edges. I don't know if we got it all that frozen. Now, the top of your wart is just a big old scab, so I don't think you're going to feel anything at first. You feeling anything yet?
No.
Yeah, I
I
didn't.
don't know why, but my eyes are watering.
Oh, you're just the thought of it, probably. So, what the liquid nitrogen does is it's so cold that it freezes the entire wart, which is a virus. And our goal is to freeze deep enough that we get a little bit of normal tissue. Because you know your normal skin, like you can see the red skin around your wart.
Yeah.
That has blood flow. And if we can get your red skin irritated, it brings more blood flow. You're starting to feel it?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
freezing, but
Freezing
it's
cold.
not stinging like I remember.
Okay, so we're gonna freeze some of your normal skin so it's frozen white like an ice cube. And then when it thaws, it's gonna be, blood rushes into the area and your immune system actually interacts with
That is really cold.
the virus that's there.
It's like falling face first. It's like the feeling that you feel on your face when you like fall into thick snow times 10.
Times 10, yeah.
Cold.
Yeah, it's definitely, you can start to see we're getting about a millimeter rim of white frozen normal tissue, and that's usually your goal because some of these warts go a little bit deep into your skin,
Yeah.
and we're trying to freeze right down to, some people call it the root of the wart. So we're getting that little rim of freezing. You're doing really well.
Yeah.
I've frozen family members of mine, and they were yelping by this time, like really screaming loud.
Yeah.
You're still smiling. You know what?
Yeah, sometimes I smile when it hurts.
When you're hurting?
Helps.
That's what I do, and I get in trouble from my wife. She says, Paul, I'm trying to be serious. And I'm laughing, you know, it's like, isn't that crazy?
That's cool.
It's too serious to take serious.
Oh, it's
Okay.
so cold. It feels like it's numbing.
Is it
just
numbing?
From it.
Are you about had it? Are you about done with me? It's like,
You saying, oh gosh. It doesn't sting, it's just really
like-
cold.
yeah.
It's like sticking your face in an ice box.
I'm going to just go around the edges, I think, because this one is just so thick. So I'm just going to very quickly go around the edges. This part would probably hurt the most. We're going to get a little bit of normal tissue around the edges. You know, some people will shave off a little bit of the wart first, but I know you had tried that, so I thought we would do this first. We're going to have you come back in a month, all right? Now, I think you're good, so I'm going to let you, before it all evaporates, you get to drop this on the floor. Just pour it on the floor. It's kind of fun. And we put it on the wart. See that? See how it's turning a little bit white? Doesn't hurt yet, right? Eventually it'll hurt, but what happens is this is so cold that it starts to feel hot.
Cold.
It's cold, right? And what we're trying to do is get a freeze that adds, we want to get to 1 millimeter of normal tissue frozen, because what that does, it also, in addition to freezing the cells and the warts, it brings blood flow to the area, because your immune system is actually going to help kill these warts. Now you are doing way better than my wife did. She had these too, and she was going, ow, 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 and the whole office was wondering, what is he doing to that woman in there? You're being very brave. So I'm almost done. I can't believe you're so brave. Most kids are screaming by now. You don't even scream. She's tough. So you see that white rim? We've got about 1 millimeter of white frozen normal tissue around the wart itself. Now, that hurts bad, right? It does. I believe you. The amount it's hurting right now is only going to last for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then it'll be just a little bit achy. So you might be walking around like this for a couple
That's what I do all the time.
for a couple days, and then you've got about a 50-50 chance that this freeze is all you need. Okay, it'll just sort of shrink away. But there's also a 50-50 chance that we might need to do this again. All right, so sometimes after I freeze it, because we've already frozen this, it'll be kind of red all the way around it. And if you see that, that's fine. That means extra blood flow to the area. Also, very rarely you can get a blood blister underneath it, because when we froze it, we sort of damaged the tissue. And if you get a blood blister, that's also good, because there's a whole lot of blood there, and it'll definitely come off or shrink away. All right, good job. We're gonna have you pour this water on the floor, and that way we'll see how it evaporates. So just dump it on the floor, poof.
Whoa.
And that's liquid nitrogen, folks. It's like magic. All right, good job. That was awesome.